Today on the Three in the Paint podcast, Draymond Green guarantees the Warriors championship this season. The All-Star game was terrible, as usual, for the NBA, and we're going to get into our predictions for the rest of the way in this NBA season. All that and more today on the Three in the Paint podcast.
Three in the paint, three in the paint, three in the paint. Three in the paint, three in the paint, three in the paint. Three in the paint, three in the paint, three in the paint. Better watch how you play, boy, there's three up in the paint.
Welcome to the Three in the Paint podcast. I'm your host, Jeremiah Solomon, along with the co-hosts, Leo Biaz and Mark Haynes. Fresh off All-Star weekend. He's got a fresh cut. Mark Haynes looking good tonight, Mark.
Oh, man. I hope I look better than the All-Star game.
I mean, that's guaranteed. You could have showed up in
You look better than Draymond Green's prediction.
No, that's,
I'm just going to say that right now.
Draymond Green been going crazy lately, but Draymond predicted that the Warriors, he guaranteed actually, after doubling down and circling back. Man, Draymond was just full of. I have a side thought about this, but we'll get to that in a second. Draymond predicting the Warriors are going to win the championship this year. How delusional is Draymond, or is he not delusional? What do you think?
Very delusional. That team is a play-in team.
At best, right?
And if they do make it in that top 8, I'll say at best, they can win one round. It's going to take at least 7 games for them to win, so they'll be gassed out for the second round. That's my prediction is at best, they win one round in the playoffs. Obviously, championship experience with Jimmy Butler there now. But at the end of the day, they have a lot of flaws on that team, even with Jimmy. So unless they fix that this offseason, I don't see no championships anytime soon for that team.
And I start off by saying shout out to Draymond Green for throwing out some kahunas out there and saying we go win it all. Like
I love that.
I love the belief that he has in this team. Obviously, y'all know who I'm rolling with. Right. Again, we fell short. They fell short last year, but the team I think to beat in the West is gonna be them young boys in OKC.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And but I like the fact that why would he say anything else? Why would he say we're not going to win?
See, I saw that in the comments, right? And I understand that take, but like,
okay,
hold on. I'm in the middle of a thought.
Came out and said,
"This guy,
we win the championship."
In the middle of a thought, and this guy cuts me off.
I'm just saying.
The two in the paint podcast. This is like the Shaq.
1, 2,
yeah,
1.
This is like the Shaq Chuck moment. 1, 2, back to 1. Holy hell,
shut your mouth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Go ahead.
No, what I was about to say is I saw that in the comments, but why does that have to be? Why does that have to be what he says? Why, like, I feel like it's 2025. Like, we can see through the facade. Like, can't you be more realistic about your squad? Like, I don't know. Like,
humble.
It's not even a humble thing. I don't have a problem that he said it. I'm just like, it's so out there that it's almost like it's not believable, right? Like, if Draymond's like, I believe in that we're going to be a top 6 playoff team, and I believe in this team, and we're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. Okay, sure. That's a more realistic take because, maybe they could be top 6. It's anyone's game at this point to be top 6. And sure, you got Jimmy. I'll never bet against Steph. And you got guys like Draymond and other pieces. So, like, why does it have to be that's what, Mark says, what else is he going to say? He could have said something more realistic, right? Like, but people wouldn't be clowning him like this if he said something a little more realistic.
But what if he believes the addition of Jimmy Butler makes them that good? Because this is one thing you can't look out in the West or just in the NBA in general. But when you're looking at West, there's only one team to me that's really separated from the rest of the pack.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's your dogs, huh?
And then the knock on them is going to be experience. OKC is a young team, so it's going to take their talent is going to have to carry them.
So what if they don't win?
If OKC don't win?
No. What if Golden State doesn't win the championship?
I mean, they gonna say they got 4.
Then what?
They got 4. They got 4. Jimmy's still trying to get one. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no accountability to that take.
This is a win-win take right here,
bro. There's no accountability in the league at all, bro. We just watched the just.
So he can say anything he wants.
No accountability.
When it comes to winning, they're trying to win a championship. Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
I just think it's such an out there take. Like, I understand, like, everyone in the comments will be like, yeah, what else do you want your star to say? I understand that perspective. But at the same time, it's like,
well, according to Mark, there is no
losing
credibility, so it don't matter.
Well, that's the problem.
It don't matter there, right? No, all right.
Yeah, there's no there's very little credibility
if he
left.
wins, he's going to look like a prophet.
Right.
He's going to look like a genius.
That isn't happening though.
And
if
even
he doesn't, then it doesn't matter.
Even
There's
if they
no
get
shot,
close.
bro. The charter planes for all of the other NBA teams would have to plummet to the ground in flight for that to happen.
Obviously,
every NBA team would have to be dead.
Book that. That's
for the Warriors to win.
Obviously, we haven't seen.
I don't wish all that on anyone,
enough
by the way.
stretch of them to even like see where they at right now. Right now, they're what 11 or 12 or something, and they're better than that. I would say.
Well, no, they're 10th. They're
10th.
They're 10th. Yeah.
Yeah, they're better than that. I would say. But what if this second half with Jimmy Butler, they get in that top 6? Because now if they get there, we're going to look at them differently. Doesn't mean they're going to win a chip. But are you looking at Houston like they're better still? Are you looking at Sacramento like they're better still if they can get going?
But Mark, that's a reasonable take that they could potentially sneak into top 6 and who knows matchups. That's a reasonable take, but that's not what Draymond said. Draymond guaranteed that they're going to win a championship. It's just clickbait. It's absolutely mind-bogglingly not going to happen.
Draymond criticizes guys like Skip, like Stephen A's of the world.
Exactly,
He's
bro.
essentially doing the same thing. Is what you're saying, because at the end of the day, if they don't win, then it means it was like a free play. Like, if we win, I'm a profit. If we don't,
some of these athletes, and I'm not going to, it's not all of them, and
right.
Some of these athletes love to be out here saying stuff like, "Oh man, media members just say anything."
Oh, they love us.
And look,
they love us for
and
sure.
look, they're not wrong about that. A lot of people in media,
100%,
and I'm guilty of it sometimes. Stuff we do just say random stuff, right? Like totally out of left field.
Yeah.
But to your point, there's no accountability on the players' side. Draymond can just go on national TV and be like, guaranteeing a championship.
And that is unfair.
And when they lose in the play-in, which is going to be my prediction later. Yeah. What do you say when they lose in the play-in or whatever happens to the end of their season? But they're not beating OKC. Let's say they do get to the finals.
They're not beating the sorry Kings.
They're not beating the. They're not beating the Celtics for sure. The Cavs.
21st.
Crazy.
21st.
I'm sorry.
Crazy. But let's get into this. The NBA All-Star Weekend has just surpassed. Our premier NBA correspondent Mark Haynes for the 3 in the Paint podcast was in attendance, ladies and gentlemen. I kept myself a little further east in Northern California during the weekend. I was
outside doing Street on the Mic.
Yeah.
Street on the Mic?
With Miss Universe.
Yeah,
I was suffering.
Mic on the street.
Anyone who has videos of Leo during that evening, please delete them. We don't want to see any of that. But
I'm going to tell y'all a quick story.
Oh, boy.
This dude approaches me with the Warrior hat.
You slapped it out his hand.
No, he comes up to me and says, "Bro, I'm a big fan." He takes off the hat. He goes, "I'm wearing the hat just to mesh in with everybody else." I'm like,
was he a fan of Cowboy Kingdom or the pod?
Oh, I thought you was going to say.
Oh, that's crazy.
And he's wearing and he's wearing a Warrior hat. And I'm walking with my wife, Mark, and his wife, and I'm kind of like thrown off. Like, why does he keep following me? I'm like, he a Warrior fan. Like he's enemy. And he's like, "No, bro. Like the Kings are gonna. What do you think?" And I'm like, and I'm still.
That's crazy.
Maggie's like, "Why are you walking away?" I'm like, "Bro, he's taking off his hat. Like, I don't know what he gonna do." You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I thought you was gonna say he had a King's tattoo on his head. That's what I thought he was gonna say.
I don't know what that kid had, but he kept asking about the Kings. I'm like, why are you wearing a Warrior hat? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And then last thing was like, "What do you mean by Zach LaVine?" Obviously, I told him what I thought. I'm like, "All right, man." I'm like, "Get away from me now. See you later." You know what I mean? Like, that was just weird how he approached me. Came up to me, takes off his hat, and I'm like, "Are you trying to fight me?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's going on here.
He's like, "Look, I heard what you said about my team."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, but we're gonna get into All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
Look, my opinion from afar, obviously, it was terrible. The NBA's cooked in terms of their All-Star festivities. The All-Star Weekend was cooked. I'm going to get into more of that later with my buy or sell. It has to do about this, but oh my goodness, man. Just, you have Mr. Beast and Kevin Hart out there for what seemed like 3 hours. Yeah. You had, in the middle of the game, you had fishing rods and photos and rings being handed out to Kenny, Shaq, and the gang. Like,
You know what's
Man,
funny
just
about
a joke.
that part?
Just a joke.
I thought, that part was cool. It was just in the wrong place for the event.
Absolutely.
It should have been the end.
I love the recognition for what they've done over the years, but like in the middle of the game,
I literally walked away.
and Kevin Hart ruining the whole thing.
I was going around the arena. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just trying to entertain myself.
You were mingling with agents, and
that was a lot funner. Than
you
what
were
was
trying
going
to
on
show
the
off
coast.
the autographs and kissing
little
babies and things
bit.
like
I
that.
had to-
Yeah,
you
we
know,
understand. We understand.
I denied a couple of pictures.
We
but,
understand. Mark Haynes is a celebrity, ladies and gentlemen. We understand this.
I didn't have my shades on, so they was able to recognize me a little easier.
Mistake.
But no, I was walking around and I felt like it was like 10 minutes, right? And then I go back to my seat and they're doing the whole introduction with the jerseys and the rings and all that. It was like, oh crap, I missed the whole tournament.
Yeah.
But then I seen Kyrie get up and start jogging. I see players stretching. And I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Bro,
then they clear the court.
Bro, you see
then they
Kyrie
play it again.
Bro, you see Kyrie swipe the $4 from the Mr. Beast winner, bro?
I saw him going to the locker room.
There's a video, bro.
With the trophies.
Oh my gosh. There's a video of Kyrie.
Yeah. He was like, y'all good? Y'all good?
There's a video of Kyrie
Hey.
after the kid hits that shot, he like goes and grabs $4. He's like, hey, and it just like walks away.
I have an unpopular opinion about what I did like about All-Star.
All right,
the
let's
All-Star
hear it.
game.
Let's hear it.
Kevin Hart.
You thought he was good?
No, I thought it was terrible.
Oh, okay.
But what I did, I've never seen Kevin Hart in person at all. And when he stood next to anybody, that man is so small.
On TV, it was outrageous. Like him next to Shaq was hilarious.
Shaq's hip, bro.
It was crazy. So where we were sitting in the media area when they was doing the presentation of the jerseys and the rings and stuff, and he's doing all this with his hands and everything. You can't see him at all.
Crazy.
He's gone, and that was the most fascinating thing about him being on the court.
That's pretty cool.
Even next to Kenny, like Kenny looks like he's 6'6" next to Kevin Hart. So I was like really stuck on that. It had nothing to do with him actually.
That's hilarious,
the game,
though.
but
Yeah.
that was
The WNBA players trying to take selfies with him.
He posted it,
big.
and that, like all you see is like their stomachs, and
then they're trying to get on their knees to take the selfie with him. Like that was hella funny.
Look,
Like,
and I don't
crazy.
want to come off as like a Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart
funny,
can
yeah.
be funny. Like, I feel like some of his shticks are a little overdone or whatever, but I think he's genuinely like a funny dude normally. But man, just everything about it it felt so forced. Everything felt so forced.
That was just the whole weekend, though,
And it was just tough. It's just a tough scene. Can it be fixed? The NBA All-Star game is so clapped. Can it be fixed?
I think so.
How do you fix it, Mark? All I need is positive trajectory. How do we get the All-Star weekend moving in the right direction?
All you have to do is get rid of the antics. Get rid of, Mr. Beast is amazing in his own lane. Kevin Hart is amazing in his own lane. The different influencers that's why they have millions and millions of followers, because they're great at what they do. But at All-Star weekend, NBA All-Star weekend, we are paying attention to these guys because they are amazing at what they do, which is play basketball. And we got 40-something minutes of basketball compared to 2 hours of advertisements or talking with Kevin Hart and Shaq and Chuck, which, obviously we love Shaq and Chuck, but it wasn't enough basketball. So I think the fix is you go back to the old style of the All-Star game and just have them guys play basketball.
It was still trash, though. Last year was garbage.
What do you guys think about?
But last year, what was last year's rules? The best thing they had when it came to rule changes was that the fourth quarter you got to score.
Yeah,
X
it had
amount
that
of
little
points.
like the end of the game could be extended or shortened or whatever, like based on the points or whatever.
But they have to play basketball. That's what everybody is here for. That's why people love LeBron James. We don't love LeBron James because of the movies he makes. We love LeBron James because he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time, if not the greatest.
The greatest, as we record on Michael Jordan's 62nd birthday. Happy birthday, Michael. But
the reason that they have all these antics is because those players you love dearly have chosen to not play hard.
I
So
don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's why we have the antics.
You think they play hard?
No, they don't play.
I think
hard.
you're talking about something different.
Yeah, they don't play
he's
hard.
talking about the antics. You're talking about the game.
But they brought the
quality
antics
itself.
in because the game has been so bad for the last 10 years.
You know
at
how you
least.
fix the game?
You said
So
what?
so
you know how you fix the game?
Yeah.
So they're trying to add, and obviously they effed up big time, right? Like it was too much of it.
Mhm.
But things that we can do to make it better, obviously, is like one-on-one games, like even
Nah,
2-on-2 games.
Nah,
They-
you don't need
Like
that.
obviously the players don't have the balls to do it
That-
because if one loses, messes up their reputation.
You know how you fix
their
the NBA
image.
All-Star game?
So I get that,
Mhm.
but one-on-one LeBron against KD would be fascinating.
Yeah, but they're not. No one's gonna. The risk of injury is too high that no one's gonna sign up for that.
So you don't want guys to play hard.
But what I'm saying
You guys
is,
don't-
well,
okay.
you can get them to play hard in a different environment. How
How?
you fix the NBA All-Star game is you make it that though it's East versus West, and the way that you do it is that whoever wins gets that they get home field or home court in the finals.
Yeah, I mean that should be one of the
because
prizes,
your
sure.
stars will then
But we're
play
saying,
hard.
how do we make it better though? Like, make shit real, right? Like we want things to be competitive. There's nothing more competitive than the one-on-one
Trust
game.
me, you don't think Jason Tatum
I'm
and
agreeing
Jaylen
with
Brown
you.
are gonna play
I'm
hard?
agreeing with you.
If
I'm agreeing
as,
with you.
If as favorites, they're gonna.
I'm agreeing with you.
home field,
I'm saying
home
that
court
should
is
be
on the
one
line.
of the fixes.
I think it would fix most of it because you're.
That doesn't fix
Well, 'cause-
Saturday. I mean, no.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
No, it
yeah,
doesn't.
It doesn't
No,
fix the
no,
dunk contest.
So,
yet.
No.
hold on. So
No, it
true.
doesn't.
If that's the case, right? They get home court advantage or whatever. Is that gonna make the team that know they're not making it to the finals?
Okay, so yeah, but this is what this.
So now
I was
you got-
about to
yeah.
address that, and my thinking on that is that for the most part, stars are who you care about playing hard in the All-Star game, and most stars
Are on the better team.
generally
But,
have a
oh.
shot in the playoffs. So like, sure, the Suns aren't great, but they've got a shot somewhere, right? That they could make something happen in the playoffs. So yeah, KD, Book, all stars like that,
so
they would play hard.
KD would play hard. Would LeBron play hard?
Yeah.
Absolutely. LeBron is sniffing a
Absolutely.
championship. He just traded for Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
LeBron is
All right.
LeBron. I
I'm not
guarantee
saying-
you
I'm
LeBron's
not saying
thinking
they are, but
No,
championship.
I'm
yeah.
saying would
thinking
Steph
championship.
play hard?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Will
Especially Draymond
Especially
guaranteed.
Draymond, you know.
Tatum, right?
Tatum,
and them will
100%.
play
Jalen
hard.
Brown,
1000%.
100%.
Anthony Edwards.
I mean, I don't
Yes.
know about
He
Anthony,
made it to
but-
the Western Conference Finals.
But yes, he'd play hard. He'd play
Who
hard.
else we call stars?
Everybody.
You can name
Joker.
anyone. Yeah, I mean Joker.
100%. He's a championship contender every year.
Yeah,
Who else is there?
but what's your
Giannis.
point? What's your
Cleveland.
point?
Giannis
I don't think
playing
I don't
hard.
think that fixes it.
All
I don't
right,
think that fixes it.
but I don't know. It's
Why,
a start.
though? Why?
One, I think a part of the thing, like when we talk about all the things they do, all the things they do out before even leading up to the game, them dudes are working. They are exhausted.
I'm sure.
Once the game gets there, like especially if they're some of the players that's enjoying the nightlife, but they have all kind of interviews they got to do from morning. They have all kind of appearances. They got to be at 5 to 6 different places. That's the reason why,
So why have All-Star Weekend then?
because it makes money.
Look.
Because tickets is
So what are you doing to
$1,200.
actually fix it then? All you said is you hated the antics, but what is your actual...
you got to scale back. You got to scale back.
But
Go back to what?
but the NBA will
To not
never do
doing
that.
as much.
But they will never do that because
No, they
that's the
won't.
money.
It makes the money.
Right.
But that's why the players get Sunday night. The players are like, bro, I gave you 16 hours today.
So you're
Yeah.
saying not do as much as far as like interviews.
All of that. I'm saying bring it back to basketball. Bring it back to
So
simplifying.
yeah,
it.
so bring it back to what he's saying.
And I think that's what
Make
the
that
fans.
You
shit
can do
count
that,
and then
but
cut back on like...
all the other stuff. Because
Sure.
if you could do that, then I think you can get a competitive game. Because I'm sure if we talk about the 90s All-Star games, I'm sure the guys weren't working all day leading up to the game.
They still wouldn't play hard, Mark. Like, even
Look,
if he cut back on
Look,
interviews
in
and
the 90s,
shit,
Why did Jordan and them play hard then?
Well, first of all, social media wasn't a thing back. We're saying right now today.
No, so you think social media is the reason why
there's a ton of brand deals now, right? So now you have more commitments as a league.
Yeah.
You have more commitments to the global Chinese people, to all these reporters and all these companies and shit.
That's the
to
problem.
your point.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right. So if you don't add an incentive, as me and him are saying, which is make it count for something, whether they do interviews or not, they won't play hard. Is what we're saying.
They're not, but they're
because
as long as they have to do the commitments outside of the court, I don't think they're going to play hard. I think it's too much. I think it's too much to ask for them to play hard.
MLB All-Star, MLB
right,
All-Stars.
Like you're saying something different. We're saying, what can we do to improve the game?
And take away.
Yeah, he's saying take away the antics.
But even if you take away it and just say
his argument is if you take away the antics, the game will improve without changes to the game.
It won't.
But I think it's valid. I do think it's valid. Look, the MLB All-Star stuff is broken too. It's all broken.
They're all Pro Bowl and
but to your point, MLB All-Stars, they might participate in the home run derby the day before the game, but other than that, they're there with their families.
That's why none of the guys are doing the dunk.
They're
contest.
hanging out, and then they have some fun in the All-Star game. Mark is spot on. Like, you got media availabilities at 8 a.m.
It's wild.
And then you have stuff till 2 a.m.
Right.
And then you do that for 3 days? No, it's crazy.
Guys don't want to play competitive basketball that weekend, period.
Yeah, NBA All-Stars is
Especially
absolutely right.
Or without those
I don't know if
antics.
that's true.
I
don't know if that's true.
Look, I
That's
think
true, bro, because 10 years ago when social wasn't as big, they were still half-assing shit. The only time we got real games was early 2000s and all 90s. That's the only time we had good fucking games.
I think a big part of that is the competitive makeup of the players.
If you go to LA and LeBron is at the Drew League, LeBron is playing harder at the Drew League or
100%,
any of them
100%.
than they're playing an All-Star. And why?
That's also the summer, though.
They're just showing up to play a game. That's it. That's not hard. They will play harder if they're just showing up to play a game.
But that's also the summer, which is different. Right now, they're 50 games into the season. They're exhausted. They want to use this as their vacation.
I don't think that's true.
About what?
That they want to use this as their vacation.
We've gone kind of long in this segment, but I'm curious. I want to wrap this segment up with one quick question and not super long-winded answers. Why do you guys think, or do you guys think that the players en masse, so let's say the majority, even care about All-Star Weekend?
Oh, I don't think they care.
I agree. I don't think they care either. So what are we doing?
We're
just making money as the league. We're just there making money.
So they go keep doing it. Just like the arena was sold out. The arena was packed. It was quiet, but it was packed. And tickets was like $1,200.
Matt George, who's a local Sacramento reporter here for ABC 10, he said, I heard a clip on his pod. He said it's just the suits from all the businesses, and they're the ones in the stands, and then no one else really cares. That was kind of his take, and I kind of tend to agree with him. It's just a bunch of suits, it's promos, it's antics, and no one really cares.
And drunk folks, hungover folks. That's what it was. Because it was one dude, and I happened to be right there when it happened or whatever, and he had to just be drunk. But you know how the cheerleaders or the hosts would go up and be like, "Hey, all right, you go play this game, blah blah blah," and it was like, what's this player's nickname? And it was Damian Lillard, right? And he was like, "Oh, that's Dame time." And he's like, "Okay, what's his real name?" He said, "Jason Tatum." It was like, what?
That's crazy. That's absolutely wild. Mark Haynes chronicles from the NBA All-Star Weekend. Crazy fans and not understanding names of players.
Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard.
All right, so we're going to quickly get into our predictions for the two conferences post All-Star break. So what I want to do is I'll just name, this might make it easiest. I'll name who's top 6, and we'll say who changes and who falls, and for both, and then we'll just kind of go through with our predictions. So right now in the East, you have Cleveland 1, you got Boston 5.5 back, the Knicks, the Pacers, the Bucks, and Detroit. Detroit is 6 now in the East. Do you guys believe that? Do you understand that Detroit is 6 in the East?
I love Detroit.
Isn't that incredible?
And Kay Cunningham.
And shout out Hunter former Sacramento beat
Yeah, I
writer.
seen. I ran into him.
Now a Detroit beat writer. Great dude covering his team over at The Athletic. Give him a follow.
He might be there. Good luck over there.
Yeah, he really might, bro. I mean, he left Sacramento Kings, started cratering.
Yeah,
And
there
all
you
right,
go.
so you got top 6 there, and then for the playing, you got Orlando, Atlanta, Miami, and Chicago. I'm assuming you guys all have it up on your phones.
Yeah.
Prediction time. So I'll go first, just kind of get it out of the way. I think Cleveland stays where they're at. I think Boston stays where they're at. I think the Knicks stay where they're at. I think the Pacers fall to 6. I think Milwaukee rises to 4. I think Detroit falls to 7. And you get Orlando that rises to 6.
I agree with that, bro.
And then I think you've got everyone else there. You got Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, and I don't believe in the Sixers at all. Maybe they make a 10 seed or something. But that's my predictions in the East. What do you guys think? Who's falling out? Who's rising?
100%
Anyone?
with you.
That's pretty.
Orlando's 6 because they were top 4 to me.
Orlando.
Well,
is
and
four.
they're getting their guys back.
Before
Yeah.
all their injuries, they were without question top 4 team.
Franz Wagner
From top to bottom,
nasty.
that team is long.
Paolo
Pause,
Banchero
pause,
is-
athletic. Pause. They're just big. Pause. That's just a physical team that we got to pause for every single time. I mean,
Yeah,
if they're
1-5.
healthy, that team is scary as hell.
The East, I feel like, is a little more
Golly.
straightforward than the West because you got a lot of good teams, you got a lot of bad
in
teams.
the East, you have 8 teams that are okay, right?
Sixers making the play-in.
Yeah, I mean over Chicago.
Yeah.
because Chicago's trying to get
There's
another
even
pick.
no like hot takes in the East. It's like
Not really.
I think teams
unless
are
you're gonna be like
they're gonna shuffle.
Toronto with Brandon Ingram.
There's only 3 teams in the East, right? Cleveland, Boston, New York.
Eh,
That's it, bro.
yeah.
Pacers suck. The
Can-
Bucks
can
suck.
BI get
The Pistons
get them to
suck.
the play-in?
Pacers suck and they're 4th. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
That's wild.
they're not real teams though. Like they're just playoff teams.
Sheesh.
All right. Now let's go to the West,
Yeah,
shall we?
That's where it gets interesting.
Yeah, let's go to the West. So we have OKC, Memphis, Denver, Houston, Lakers, and then the Clippers. So the 2 teams from LA in there. And then for the play-in, you currently have Minnesota, Dallas, Sacramento in the 9 seed, and Golden State in the 10 seed. Between the 9th and 10 seeds and the 6th spot, there's currently 3.5 games. So a little more separation has opened up there. It used to be like a game or 2. I don't really believe in the Clippers, but
I do. I
but
do.
at the same time, they keep hanging around there, and their defense is fantastic.
Yep.
So I think the Clippers stay. I think OKC stays.
Mhm.
As much as I don't really believe it, I think Memphis is going to stay
Mhm.
in the 2 seed, which means I lose my bet to Mark, which is absolutely insane.
They're top 6 for sure.
Denver's going to
For
stay.
sure.
Denver's going to stay where they're at, in my opinion. Houston's going to stay where they're at.
Mhm.
Lake-
Top 4 is a lot.
Lakers are going to stay where they're at, in my opinion.
I
And
don't think so.
I think the Lakers. JJ Redick's been doing a great job with the Lakers.
He
Let's be
has.
honest.
He has.
And I think the Lakers stay with that. I think 6 to 10 is honestly anyone's game. My personal opinion, I think the Clippers stay where they're at, and they maintain the 6th seed.
Okay.
But so my opinion is everyone stays where they're at in the top 6 in the West. That's my opinion for the rest of the year. Now, in 7 through 10, I think is where I get way more dicey. I'm going to take Minnesota, and I'm going to stick them in the 8 slot. I think Dallas falls out and it gets replaced by Phoenix.
Yeah, because AD is.
Yeah.
80's hurt, and we're
AD
going to
hurt like just like me,
who,
bro.
who knows? So really, what I think is,
Feel his pain.
I think Minnesota drops to 8. I think Dallas falls out. The Phoenix Suns rise to 7. I think that the Spurs are 10th, the Warriors are 9th, and Sacramento misses the
You
plan
got the
Hold on,
Spurs.
Hold on.
You got the Spurs coming in.
in
Hold
10.
on. What? Oh, so what?
That's crazy.
So
I think the Suns replace Dallas.
Oh, okay. I thought you left Suns out.
Oh, no.
I
Suns-
was like, they jumped the Suns?
Suns replace Dallas.
Bro, the Spurs are 6 games under 500.
Suns replace Dallas, and I think Spurs replace Kings.
That's crazy.
Kings are not good, man.
The Kings aren't good.
I've been saying. What have I been
the
saying
King-
all year?
The Kings
What have I been
aren't
saying
good.
all year about the Kings?
The Kings aren't good.
The Kings
Hold on.
aren't good. I've been
But
saying it
they're
all year.
but they're still one of the top 10
Hold
best
on.
teams in the West.
I don't know.
By
I don't know.
far.
And even if you say the Kings aren't good, right? The Spurs are.
Exactly.
No, I'm not saying the Spurs. No
There's,
one,
like you said, 6 games behind 500.
look,
No
a
way,
10
bro.
seed for the play-in is not a good team.
No,
But they're 6 games
games.
below 500,
No,
and the
but
Kings
they're
are a
four-
game.
but
So
they're
that's
4
7 from the Kings.
But
Yeah.
no, they're only.
That means the Kings got to go on a 7-game losing streak.
They're
And they
3 and
gotta
a
go on the-
half, bro. They're 3.5 behind Golden State. They're 3.5 behind the Kings.
No, they're 5.5.
What are you talking about?
21 minus.
Look at games
Okay,
back.
20
3.5.
minus 16.
3.5 games back. I
20
did
minus
the quick
16 's
math
4.
for you.
16's 4.
3.5 games back of the Kings.
They're still 6 games under, though.
Big whoop-de-doo. They're 3.5 behind the Kings.
They're not 6 games in a row.
Yeah,
type
it won't
team.
be like so.
I'm just
No
saying
way.
they're 3.5, and
I
I
get
think with the addition of De'Aaron Fox,
It's the amount of. What is the amount of
I'm not
games they
disagreeing
play?
with you. I feel like
but
they're
can
okay.
we move past the stuff you were saying about 6 games? It's not 6 games. They're 3.5
They're
behind.
6 games under 500.
Cool, but they're 3.5 behind the Kings for the 9th seed.
Sure.
that gap when the Kings if the Kings win a game, the gap grows more.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and if the Kings
But
lose
it-
a game, the gap shrinks.
But
yeah,
that means they
it's
have.
not-
But,
it's not
that
a-
means they
it's-
have to win, though.
Yeah, it's 23.
yeah, they have to win games. Of course, they have to win games.
That's tough, though.
Look, maybe that's a hot take, but the
That's-
Spurs
I
got
think
better
so.
at the deadline, and I
Did
don't
they?
think I think the Kings got marginally better. What do you mean, did they, bro? They added De'Aaron Fox.
So how much they got better, and that means
De'Aaron
they're
Fox
going
was
to be in the
was a
play-in.
top 6 or 7 point guard in the league, and he got traded to them. What are we talking about, bro?
Top 6 or 7.
I think they're 10. I think
I just think it's too late for them.
the Spurs go into 10th. Look, that's a totally reasonable take.
I just think it's too.
Look,
too
they're
late for
3.5 back of the plane. I understand that it's a reasonable take to think that they don't have any time.
I'll say this:
I
either
get that.
Phoenix or San Antonio replaces Dallas, but ain't nobody
And
replacing
Dallas
the
fans are
Kings.
gonna riot.
Right,
No, it's gonna be
100%.
crazy.
Right.
Any other thoughts on the seeding
The
here?
only team that falls out of the top 10 is Dallas, and yeah,
And I think they're replaced by the Suns.
right.
and
right.
we agree on that. The only other thing I say is that Sacramento
so
falls
the
out and
King,
replaced
so
by
you're
the
saying the
Spurs.
Kings are going
Yeah.
to fall off like that?
I think so.
Nah, because the Kings played 3 more games.
The
than
Kings
Spurs.
are the
Kings
worst.
got an easy-ass schedule.
This Kings team. No, they don't. What
yeah,
do
they
you-
do.
Oh my.
They
No,
do
they
got
don't.
an easy ass schedule.
No, they don't, bro.
Okay.
I don't know what you're
So
on.
they got the weak ass Warriors next. Then they got the Hornets. Then they got the Jazz. Those
Bro,
are 3
yes,
winnable games.
Yes, but look beyond that. Look beyond that. What are we dealing with?
So if they
I'll
win
tell
those
you.
3 games, right?
They're
That
not
means
though.
they're 4 games
it's
above.
the Kings. It's
How
the
are
Kings.
the Spurs gonna pass? I'm just
Bro,
saying.
it's
I'm
the
That's
already.
what I'm saying. It's a long.
Yeah.
They are winning those games. It's the Sacramento Kings, bro. We go over this.
I'm the
every
biggest
time.
Kings hater, bro.
No, you're not.
Supposedly, according to a lot of fans, I'm a pessimistic now.
Well, you're just
Right?
you're,
Like now, I'm like a hater.
you're becoming more realistic. So they got, like you said,
You're
like,
right. I
Like
have
you,
become more realistic.
like you said, they have the sorry Warriors,
Yeah.
Charlotte, Utah, winnable games. What do they have beyond that? Houston on the road, Dallas on the road, Denver on the road, Spurs at home. De'Aaron Fox legacy game incoming in his return to Sacramento.
But you got Dallas coming
Clippers
out.
on the
You named
road.
the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
Like, you just said they're coming out.
Fine, 1 win. Clippers on the road. Knicks
Hold on, go
at
back.
home.
No, go back.
Go
Golden
back.
State on the road.
No,
Phoenix
that's-
on the road.
That's
Memphis.
like, that's like if you do the Spurs.
You
They
have
start off with
Memphis.
the
You have
Suns.
Cleveland, and then you have a winnable
Yeah.
game
Let's
against
go with
the
the Spurs
Bulls.
schedule. Yeah. Go with the Spurs
Yeah,
schedule.
You guys are
They got the
delusional.
Suns, the Pistons. They got Pelicans, Rockets, Grizzlies,
Loss.
Thunder.
Loss.
Nets. Then they go to the Kings,
Loss.
Minnesota.
Loss.
Dallas.
Okay,
Loss.
That's a horrible.
Okay,
that's a
let's-
horrible take.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
that's a
horrible take.
What? Oh,
That's
look.
a horrible take.
They gotta win. They still
Hold
gotta
on.
win.
You can say
That's
that
a
it's a
horrible
horrible
take.
take that the Kings are going to get replaced by the Spurs. Fine. You can have your opinion. What's not a horrible take, what is a horrible take as well, is saying that the Kings' schedule is easy.
Yeah,
they have
it's just-
three.
I
they have
said the
3
next
games.
3 games are
no,
easy.
That's not what you said. You said
That's
that
what I'm
you
saying,
would.
though.
No, that's, well, revisionist history.
No, but I'm
They
saying
have
the
3
next 3
winnable
games are
winnable
easy for them.
3 winnable games out of the break,
Right.
and then brutality for March. They have a brutal schedule. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Houston.
But those teams got to beat the Kings.
Houston,
too, though.
Denver,
Like,
Clippers, Knicks,
as much of a
Phoenix,
pessimist that I
Memphis,
am,
Cleveland.
and I told
Brutal.
you this last Wednesday when I saw him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, I'm like, those sorry Kings. He goes, you really think they're that sorry? And I'm like, you know what? They're not that sorry. And that's how I responded. I said, they're a top 10 team.
I don't think.
I don't think they are.
I don't think the Sacramento Kings, in order for them to drop out,
That
that means they got
and
worse.
I'm with you.
It doesn't mean that on paper they got worse, but it means on the court they got worse.
I mean,
That
kinda
means
did
they
get
got
worse on
worse.
paper.
I
But
think.
to me, they're in
you're
the top
saying
10.
the Spurs have gotten significantly better to
okay,
where they're going to chase
This wasn't
down.
supposed to be a King
They're-
segment, but we'll
they're
make it a
gonna
King
chase
segment.
down- but yeah, this is-
DeMar, Levine, that situation
is awful.
doesn't work.
100%.
but the Spurs working? What they do?
Right.
I'm not. Look,
What have
So
they done?
I'm with you. Like I'm
They
just
played
like
3 games.
I'm just saying.
In that case, Draymond Green is right.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Warriors going to the chip.
Okay,
They
here
look
we
great.
go. Here
They
we
look
go.
great
Twist
with
my
Jimmy.
words.
I'm
There
just
we go.
saying. I'm saying we seen
I'm just
3
saying.
games.
Fireworks on 3 in
We
the
seen
paint.
3 games. And what's the Spurs record in those?
They're
3
3.5
games?
back of the Kings.
No.
I know they are, but they're really not.
They're not.
Though. Like they're like not.
The
They're-
Kings played 3 more games than them.
What do you mean? It's math, bro.
No, they like all
They're
right.
3.5 back.
If the Kings,
Let me do the fucking.
What,
it's 55 games to 52. The Kings played 55.
Oh, there you go.
That's
They
the
played
difference.
55 games, and you telling me that they're only 3.5 games?
They are 3.5 by
No,
I
math.
know, but
by-
that means the
by
Spurs got to
that.
play 3 more games.
Then what happened?
Okay,
Then they're probably like 7 games behind them.
maybe you're.
That's
That's what we're
I'm
saying.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
why I'm
and I don't
confused on
agree
that.
with you.
I'm
I
like-
think the Spurs got so much better. Y'all don't give De'Aaron Fox enough credit on how good he is.
I am giving him. I'm just saying.
him being the second
They're
option
6 games under
in San
though.
Antonio, he's gonna open
All
up
I'm saying is
worlds.
they're 6 games under.
Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that they're 3.5 back of the Kings.
But that
But
means they
they're-
had 3 less games
Yes,
though.
Yes.
Okay, so what?
I mean,
It
they're
makes a
3.5
difference.
today.
No, it doesn't.
Because they got to play 82.
Oh my god.
It makes a difference.
It does make a
So
difference.
stupid. The Kings have played 3
They-
more games
okay.
than the Spurs.
Yes.
That's a correct fact. Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
The Spurs are 3.5 games behind the Kings in the standings.
Uh-huh.
Also, correct fact.
Yeah.
What are we arguing about?
When the season ends, when the playoffs come, they got to both play 82.
Okay, fine.
The Spurs would still need to win 3 more.
They
in
got
order to
5. They
surpass
got
them.
5 more wins.
They gotta.
That means they got to play
But
those
why,
5
but
games.
why are you saying they're gonna lose all those games?
We're not.
We're not saying
You
that.
said the Kings going to lose like 15.
Yeah. why are you
That's
thinking?
crazy.
Why do you
That's
think?
what I'm saying.
Why do you think the Kings are gonna win any games? They're terrible. Their worst offense, or excuse me,
Hold on.
the worst
Since the
defense
trade-
I've ever
hold on,
seen,
hold on.
bro.
Since the trade,
The most chalk,
how many games have the Kings won? And how many games have the
jalopy
Spurs
defense,
Their
bro.
record is good.
won? I give.
What do you mean their record's good, bro?
Since the trade?
Oh, since the Levine
Yeah,
deal?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm saying, but how
But they
Do you
are
get the
worse though.
gumption?
To your point, they are worse, but they're
are they?
but they're better. It's
Well, that's
weird.
what I'm like. Are they?
Okay,
They're deeper.
since the
They
deadline.
got more back.
Wait, hold on. Since the deadline, they lost to Orlando, right? They lost that game.
Yeah.
Then they
Lost to the Pels.
no Portland.
so
what
did
happened
the
in Portland?
Spurs win one game since-
Oh, you're right.
They're not. They haven't been good.
They're 3-3.
Yeah.
The Spurs won what?
What a
one
joke.
game,
This
right?
podcast is a joke. I apologize,
Hold
ladies
on.
and
What
gentlemen.
have the
No,
Spurs done? What has the
Oh,
Spurs
so he's
done?
going back
Why
to
are we caught up on this, bro?
Because you said the Spurs are going to catch the Kings.
Disagree with me. That's
No,
fine.
I want to know why.
Why? Because the Spurs got De'Aaron Fox, a top 8 point guard in the league, to pair with Wemby. And the
And
Kings.
you've seen enough to say they're going to be better.
It's not about me seeing anything. I just.
Because there's been
And then the Kings,
bunch
what
of-
happened to the Kings? They got an 8. I don't want to disparage Zach LaVine. They got Zach LaVine, who I think on paper makes them worse. And on the court, we've seen it. Okay, I'll put it this way. I've seen enough with the Kings to think they're going to fall out.
I mean, we covered them.
Not that I've seen enough of the Spurs that I think they're going to rise.
I
but
mean,
I've
that's not
seen
gonna
enough.
happen 'cause we
I've
covered
seen
the
enough of the
Kings.
Kings.
We covered the Kings, so it's not like we could give every detail of what the Spurs actually look like. All we know so far is they got De'Aaron Fox. They lost, 2 or 3 close games.
And since then, since I follow a lot of Spurs people now, they're all discouraged with all the other role players that the Kings didn't get in their deal. They're all saying those guys suck, and yet the Kings didn't get any of those guys.
Because things change.
Right.
Once you know what I mean? The dynamic change.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
they'll
the same
figure it out.
thing.
They'll figure it out. Look,
Why?
why?
That's what I'm saying. Why?
Because they have
the Kings figured it out
they-
with De'Aaron Fox. Did they?
No, because
So why?
De'Aaron Fox didn't play the last 3 months here.
But he played 8 years here.
He
Or seven and a half.
so
What makes you
Is
say
De'Aaron
we
Fox,
just don't-
Is De'Aaron Fox a
We're
top
not saying the
8
Kings
point?
are good,
Is De'Aaron Fox a top 8-point guard in the league?
Yes.
it's close?
He's
We're-
close.
He is,
I
but
gotta
we're saying that
put
the
it down.
Spurs are
It's
too
close.
far.
It's right there.
We're saying the Spurs are too far to catch the Kings.
Why? They have a good roster. Wemby, Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, all
Chris
very
Paul
serviceable
washed, but-
players.
When you the guy that wanted to trade Harrison Barnes because he's
Yes,
just,
I was.
all of a sudden, buddy. I'm just saying. I'm saying what changed?
He's serviceable, bro. He's serviceable.
Oh, now he
Yeah,
is.
He was
Oh
HB
my
was
God.
always serviceable,
This
bro.
is- this is where we
HB was
at.
always serviceable.
Now he's serviceable.
This is where
crazy.
we at. We get a little bit of break because All Star, and now we just
lost it.
We love Harrison Barnes. We love,
now he's the
we
biggest
love
HB
Chris
fan.
Paul. All this stuff. And the Spurs are going to be in the playoffs.
I just don't think
play-in.
they're good enough, and it's too far into the season for them to catch the Kings.
3.5 games is not. You don't got to play the full season.
Yeah,
and
you don't
all
gotta
that.
play the full
God.
season.
All right, you guys don't think Spurs will catch the Kings? All right, that's fine. But we're gonna move into
No,
our
they ain't gonna catch.
okay. We're gonna move into our buyer. So we agreed on most things, by the way. It was literally
No,
just
yeah.
Spurs Kings, basically.
Yeah.
Bunch of homers here.
Yeah. I'm not.
I
but-
know. Little stray there.
How many games did Fox play with them? Curiosity.
I don't know. But we got to get into our buy or sell here. I'm going to go first. I hope you guys have good buy or sells because, as always, you have to think. You have plenty of time in advance to think of these. You could even catalog them in your notes app on your phone.
Okay.
Buy or sell segment. I am going to buy the NHL All-Star festivities. It is the Four Nations tournament that they are replacing with their All-Star weekend this year, and
Okay.
it has popped off. All of you know about it. The Canada-USA game, the Canadian fans booed the U.S. national anthem. It led to 3 fights 2 seconds into the game. Absolutely incredible. The hockey's been great. U.S. won that game 3-1. They're slated to play on Thursday in the championship, Canada-US in Boston. So that's going to be a raucous environment. And yeah, I'm buying the NHL Four Nations tournament. Their All-Star festivities this year have been incredible. By far the best All-Star festivities we've seen in pro sports in well over a decade. And I only see it continuing. Leah BS.
I got one.
You're buy or sell.
I know you guys hate McDonald's, and I know I eat McDonald's before every show.
You do?
I like Mickey D's.
Oh,
You wait,
Okay.
you in McDonald's?
Every Friday, they're giving out free fries
Oh, okay.
for the rest
What?
of the year.
So that's your buy.
I like them more. I like them more.
Hey,
I mean, free. I'm on the
free fries.
It's free, you know?
Medium fries.
Yeah.
They're
I'll
better
take
than.
that.
I'm gonna say this: they're better than In-N-Out fries. I
Of
In-N-Out
course.
fries yesterday.
They're not
I
great.
was so disappointed.
I mean,
every
they're
time
healthy.
I eat
they're,
In-N-Out
they're
fries,
healthier. It's just potato and
Sure,
fried.
sure.
That's-
They're healthier.
versus McDonald's
They're
is like
healthier.
You know, McDonald's fries are like 30 ingredients.
I don't care what they have.
I heard McDonald's is like one of the cleanest like
Working
fast food
around-
joints
oh, okay.
you can
Yeah,
like
yeah, for
go
sure.
to. Like
for cleanliness.
yeah.
You
It's
have
like-
to.
Yeah.
You have to.
But the other
Yeah.
ones, yeah.
But free fries, McDonald's. I'm buying.
That's a good buy.
I'm buying their marketing. I'm buying that. Yeah, they've struggled, and most fast food restaurants have struggled because of inflation and what they got to pay
Golly,
employees
man.
nowadays. But free fries, the best fries in the entire nation. I'm buying that.
I think that's a good buy.
That was good. Yeah, I can't reject that. I think we got good ones all the way through, and I think I'm gonna continue this train going.
Uh-oh.
And I'm selling the dunk contest if we're not gonna have all NBA players in it. Because, and there's no offense to Mac McClung. Mac McClung was somebody I remember when he was in high school. I
Yeah,
said
it's solid.
he's going to win the dunk contest. But I was saying that with the thoughts of him being in the NBA, playing regular NBA season games. Castle was amazing.
He was
Just
pretty
like
good.
a couple years ago,
He's pretty good.
Trey Murphy did his thing and lost to McClung. The difference is, like, not to say that, Mac is amazing. He's one of the greatest. I would love to see Mac versus Zion or whatever. But
That would be a show.
the unfairness is Mac is a professional dunker. Mac can train.
He is.
He can train to dunk hours and hours.
But he a hooper too. That's a little disrespectful on his game, don't you
I
think?
know
Like-
I know a lot of hoopers who aren't in the NBA.
All he's saying is he's a professional dunker.
Do you think who you think
He's
work
both.
on
He's a professional basketball
I just
player.
think that's a little disrespectful to his actual game. But
where he play?
I mean, he's
a
trying.
G-leaguer
He's a
on
G
the-
leaguer,
on-
but
on the
Yeah,
Magic.
Dr. King's got what 12 players over there, right? Those are who?
No,
the
I'm saying,
disrespect is crazy.
I'm saying he's a professional dunker.
Who's the G League
Yeah,
MVP?
for sure.
Okay, so if he was just playing in Orlando, like
If-
very limited
for
minutes, you would
instance,
feel differently.
No. Well, one, if he was playing in Orlando and
Like
barely,
a bench role, limited minutes,
and
or
barely
something.
playing,
Yeah.
that would also add to the problem of the dunk contest.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a fix. You
Right.
have to the dunk contest needs
Zach
God,
Levine.
you
John
if you could
Morant.
get the stars, I think it's over for stars getting in there. But if you could get the stars,
You
obviously
saw those
want
tweets
them.
though. John Morant
Every
saying,
year, I until I see them sign up, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody about.
That's facts.
None.
I didn't hear that last year though.
LeBron did it year after year, and I haven't heard it in I'm over it. Like until you on the
Zach said it. Zach Levine said it.
Look, if
John Morant said it. Giannis said it.
If John Morant is going to
I
take
don't know
so
what
many,
Giannis will do, but
if Jaw's going to take so many reckless dunks in the NBA,
Right.
why won't he play in the dunk
Exactly.
contest?
but
That's so-
I think he's just a game dunker. And then when you
That's
think about
true,
this,
too.
like
Yeah.
would Malik do it?
with Mac bringing out props, you think let's say Malik did it, right? You think Malik is going to jump over a car?
Hell no, because he got more
Can't-
risk.
Exactly.
Pops
So
an
it's
MCL again.
unfair. It's unfair. Mac is going to continue to win because he's great.
I don't think he's going
Yeah.
to do it anymore.
He has to.
What do you go?
If he doesn't do it,
Oh my God.
if he doesn't do
Oh
it,
my
we're
gosh.
cooked.
Oh my gosh, bro! Oh my gosh, he said, bro, almost said, what else is he gonna do?
I mean,
That's
you seen Oscar Robertson, his shot he threw at Draymond. He was just disrespectful. He was like, if he's not passing the ball to Curry, what else he gonna do?
Yeah, I saw that. That's
But
crazy.
if Mac McClung is not in the dunk contest, this is how I can rephrase it. If Mac McClung isn't in the dunk contest next year, when will you watch him?
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's look. I understand the
It's a great
point of
one.
view. I understand the point of view.
That's a great one.
I'm
Get
just
him, Mark.
saying-
Get him, Mark. Get him.
All right, I'm just we've gone over a lot here in the Three in the Paint podcast. Jeremiah Solomon, Leo Bias, Mark Haynes. We're back. We had some.
And I love Mac.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button, like the video. We had some technical issues.
I
Thanks
like
for
that.
your patience for us getting out this latest
pulled
episode.
Jeremiah.
That's
I
crazy.
like him though.
That's crazy. All right, this has been the Three in the Paint podcast. We'll see you next week.